So hi everyone, I'm out and about having a little bit of a mooch with this beast. This is the Reality So Subtle 6x17. It is a super wide pinhole camera and it only takes 4 shots on 120 film. So at my little adventures I saw these nice snow bales here with the old structure, and so I'm gonna kind of get it down low and then try and get all this in the shot. So I've got it really low because I want these, particularly this one here, to be kind of in shot. Now the lines should go right across over there and right across over there. Doesn't matter too much about the dog walkers because they shouldn't really be picked up on the image. This tripod leg here might get in a shot, so I'm going to be sly and hide it with some leaves like that. That's one way of doing it. Right, so let's check the light meter. 3:30 in winter, so it's a little bit late in the day. So I'm going to kind of more meter to the ground. So the aperture of this is 233. My light meter's got 256, but of course I've got to think of reciprocity failure. So whatever I have on here, I'm just going to double. 2 minutes. So I'll be closer to something like 4 minutes. Now this, I can take this off so you can see. This camera has 2 pinholes. It's got an upper one and a lower one. So if I did the lower one, you'll get more of this ground here and less of that on the top there, but I'm sure that's going to still be in shot. So I have to decide whether or not, do I want the snow bales to be the focus, or do I want that structure to be the focus? For this one I think I'm going to have the snow bales be the focus, yeah? So I'm going to use the bottom one. Okay, now it's doing its thing. No dog, no, I don't want you in shot. No, hello, you're in my picture. Hello there, can you go back that way? Thank you. Yeah, it is a camera, yeah. But it takes a long time to take the image.
We'll get out of your way then.
Yeah, but it should be alright, Nice dog. Nice friendly dog. Whoopsie doo, never mind. He might not be in shot, so we'll see. It'd be kind of funny if he was though. So let me get the stopwatch. Let's start that. One minute and 30 seconds so far. Lots of dogs. Yeah, those snow bales are really moving now. So I'm giving it a go, but it might not come out too good. We'll see. And it's closed down. I like to put this tape on there just to make sure they don't open up in my bag. If you just plonk them on the inside there, it stops them moving too far. We'll see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. So it's my first time with this camera, and I think I should have used the higher pinhole. No dogs in shot though. I might do a second shot. I might do this. Looks actually kind of nice. So I might do this between these 2 trees here. Let's get it wound on. Again, the old ruby windows on the back of these things are really hard to see, particularly when it's dim like this. Okay, I'm going to do the upper one for this one. Let's get the tape off. Get my hand over it. Just a bit wobbling, and there you go. I'm going to let it start because it's a bit dimmer down here, and I'll check the light meter now. So this one's going to be closer to 8 minutes. So I'll start to stopwatch, go for a little walk. I didn't want to do 2 shots of these snowbells. I wanted to do something else. But these crazy dogs. What's kind of beautiful is the sun has actually just come out. And it's hitting the tree and some of the snowbells. A couple of snowbells are moving, but I'm quite happy that there's some sun coming out. Might give it a nice look. There's potential here. There is potential. Fingers crossed. Trains. So what I'm liking about pinhole photography is the waiting game, actually. And it is really kind of relaxing if you're in the middle of nowhere and taking images. So when seeing images taken with colour film with these kind of pinhole cameras, they never look quite right. They kind of look a little bit washed out. I suppose it's kind of an aesthetic. I might give it a go at some point. Maybe with something like Portrait or Hector, because they're a bit more punchier. But for the moment I'm going to stick with black and white film till I get used to these. Nearly at the 8-minute mark. Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. I'm quite enjoying the bit of sun coming out. And it certainly would help with this exposure, I reckon. But we'll see. And I think good. Although the snowdrops aren't really clearly seen, I like those bendy trees in the backdrop there. So yeah, quite like this one. Let's get back to my bike before somebody pilfers it. Everybody's quite honest around these parts. They'll be just looking at it for a good half an hour, wondering why there's a bike in the middle of nowhere. Ooh, why is this frightful bike in the middle of the forest? Not the strongest tripod, this. But hopefully it'll be fine. So I'm done here. I need to find 2 more shots. But I want to do 2 other things that are a little bit different. Maybe something architectural, maybe. Not too sure. So I did say that I'm going to do some architecture. So I'm going to move this up so you can see. So this is around the Bodleian Library area. I'm going to see if I can kind of get this. Hopefully I'm able to get all this all the way to the top. Not too bothered if people are walking past, because this is the anchor point. So we'll probably put it on this step here, have it slightly pointing upwards. Let's give it a go. So just waiting for the tourists to go. It's supposed to be about a minute's exposure, so I might do a little bit over that. Get my tape off. Might actually put it lower. I'm going to put it lower. About here. Do I do a lower one? Do I do a higher one? I'm going to try the lower one. Wait for that wobble to stop. Past. And start. So I've got this old thing here. It used to be a writing board, electronic one, but it broke down. So I sprayed it black. So I use it to block the pinhole in case there's any wobble or this, that and the other. Because in the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad. Usually it's busier down here. The only time I'll be able to come down here and actually be able to get this with no people in shot would be early morning. But I ain't doing that. I expect these people to be a bunch of blurs, but I'm hoping to get the building at least. It's a pinhole camera.
Ah, oh really?
Yeah.
How interesting. A pinhole camera, one of the original types of cameras with got no lens.
No lens at all.
All made.
A guy makes it. This is from France. There was a guy in France who makes them.
What sort of length of time do you have to keep it on for?
Well, for this one, it had to be about 2.5 minutes. But yeah, sometimes it's a long exposure. But I mean, even with you guys walking past it, it'd probably be just a bit of
There'll be just
Yeah.
a sort of a smudge on it.
smudge on it. Yeah, it's like this lot here, probably just be all blurry mess.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So just
Is it an electronic sensor or is it photographic?
no, it's film.
It is film.
Yeah. It's old 120 film, and yeah.
You still buy film?
Yeah, you still buy film for it. Yeah. Still get it developed. Yeah.
You don't do your own developing now.
No, I do paper negatives. That's another little trick with coffee.
To get that nice sepia tone.
Yeah, you get a nice sepia. You do get a nice sepia tone. Yeah, and it's a lot cheaper as well. So yeah.
Wow.
It's a bit of fun. It gets me out of the house for a bit. So, yeah.
Fascinating. Thank you.
So that's what's kind of enjoyable about doing this kind of thing, which is a little bit different. Some people get curious because of the rectangular shape of it. I don't know whether or not it's going to capture all the way up to the top. And I used the lower one, so we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, my gut feeling was right. I should have left it on the step and perhaps used a higher pinhole. But it's okay. So I've been scuppered. I ballsed up a bit. It should be on 11 and I've got it on 12 here. As again, I say with these ruby windows, with this HP5, the numbers are not very clear at all. So I've got it on 12, which is probably not going to be as wide. It's probably going to be about something like this. Probably about a smaller section. But rather than waste it, I'm going to still use it. So this is what I've decided to do for my last shot down the shopping centre. It's about 1.5 minute exposure, lots of people walking about, lots of motion, something quite wide. But yeah, unfortunately, we're probably only going to get a section of film on this one. Probably going to just get the roof, if anything, because it's kind of pointing upwards a bit. So there probably won't be people in the shot, to be honest, but we'll see. There we go. And we're done. This came out pretty much how I expected. As I said, it's the first time I'm using this 6x17 and it's a test roll. And overall, I'm quite happy with how some of the images came out. Tricky camera this, particularly with the wind on and the red ruby window, but we'll see what the images come out like.